Good evening, good evening, good evening. Today is Thursday, 11:33 p.m. Play that Mega Million. Play that Mega Million. The thing's almost up to $1 billion, honey. I know you guys can use a little shopping. Use a little shopping. Play that Mega Million. Tonight's episode is episode 23. I thank you guys for riding out with me, the listeners that have been listening and giving me your input and giving me your advice and guidance. And to the ATL plug, I must give a shout out to them for even having the opportunity to be a member, to be able to start utilizing their studio for more guest appearance, so we can be there in the same room and the energy can be like right there connected and you guys can feel it. I'm grateful for that opportunity. Tonight episode is silence a good thing or is it detrimental in a relationship? I think in life in general, we must think about that. But before we get started, as I told you guys, I will play music that I have the rights to if I made it, of my daughter, because I'm the one that pays for the music to be released, drop, all of this and that. So I have the rights to it. She has several new songs. Again, Leah Songs, LIYAHSONGZ, and Instagram and also on Twitter. And you guys please subscribe to her YouTube channel and SoundCloud. And you can also, if you have a song that you like, she's also on Apple. So you guys can Apple. She's on Spotify, iHeart. She's on Amazon Music. You guys can definitely purchase the song, album, or however you would like to. Here's Energy. I'm going to give you guys a little glimpse of it. I might have to put it on something. For some reason, man, this iPhone, we haven't been seeing eye to eye. And I know you guys see it, listening to it a little bit, but I know you can't get the full effect. And I must say I like this. I like this, like I was really feeling their groove. I felt like it was something that was catchy for a lot of age groups, not just one. She has, again, my daughter suffers from ADHD, bipolar, depression, and other mild mental disorders, yet she still thrives. And her schooling has changed, her personality has changed. She started to grow in so many ways, and I am so proud of her, I must say. And this song here is called Energy. I'm going to forward it just a little bit because we're not going to talk long on it. Again, it's on YouTube. Let me pause it. I need your energy. No, I've been going across your mind, but you ain't feeling me. You know, I've been tired, taking my time, trying to get rid of me. Sit back, touching them lies, trying to disguise it. You ain't feeling me. Yeah. If it ain't me, who it's supposed to be? Yeah, not singing this song, you did me wrong. Now we both agree. Now I'm here alone, cause you won't notice me. Now I'm sitting alone, cause you won't notice me. Action. Energy, match my energy. And I think that's what a lot of you guys are misconstruing the metaphor behind that. Match my energy now has people with their own, I guess what they call, everyone wants to be pitted with one another. If there's a disagreement in silence, one person don't want to reach out to the other person, so they go stronger in trying to, I guess, out-silence the other. But what is the purpose? Just completely let go if it comes to that term where it's starting to be tit for tat, in the midst of a lot of feelings and emotion. The tit for tat sometimes be a cry for help from one another. Like, I'm missing you, or I'm missing you, I want you back, or I want you to hear or pay attention to what I'm trying to get out or vent or communicate to you. And I think people deal with and handle things differently. But with silence is just a room for the idle mind to be teased and taunted again more than it already is, especially if you are dating someone that is an thinker, and if you and them are overthinkers, then it's definitely a situation that's going to be kind of hectic. So you don't need any more distractions, and silence only leads to being able to be easily distracted because you're silent. To me, you don't care. But on my end, I'm silent because I feel like you should know how to communicate to the point where it's not always me expressing myself. It's not me always giving the full background to us or the full detail of what it is we're supposed to be trying to work to or the hope of what we could be. No one wants to seem desperate, and truly being in love comes with some slight form of desperate because you're eager or anxious, to be able to keep that person, to be able to be a part of that person's life, have that person a part of your life. I think in life, however we look at things, that is how it's perceived to us. And if you're thinking negative, you're going to perceive everything around you to have some kind of negative attachment, even when it's positive. And sometimes when certain things are said to people, it's offensive, especially if that person care about you or you say certain things that questions their characters, or even if you can say that you're not questioning their character, but if you say something that is in depth, kind of an insult to the type of person they are, it's offensive and it's negative. You know what I'm saying? And if you really knew me or you really cared about me or you really loved me or it really was what it was between us, that wouldn't even be one of your thinking process. Like that would be the last thought to even come to your mind. And when you dealing with people that are in different aspects or levels of life, they expect for you to be on a thinking pattern, something similar to them, because they are already having to focus on so much things for staying afloat and the and the focus and the growth of them and their family and surroundings. Because a real boss don't grow for them, they grow for their team. That means that I'm one on the front line of the duty, fighting through many burials in the corporate world, in the political world, and in the normal community society that we live in, the communities we know, fighting a way to make a way and a name, a brand for us so that we can grow as a company. And I'm out here selling us, not me, not just my dream, but I love you guys even more for believing enough in me to even follow me on the trail of pursuing my dreams. Where I am at now as an entrepreneur versus 2017, I was sporadically going around spending money frivolously and not even aware of the fact that, and I'm very Southern, so I know the words that I be saying, and sometimes I pronounce them incorrectly. Please forgive me. It's bad habit. I'm sorry, it's very stubborn. But like I said, around here spending money furiously, and you're not. And I wasn't being more financially aware and educate myself on different things first before just trying to do so much at once and spending so much money at once, thinking that was going to take the business off. I should have, did things that God has a funny way of working. He'll make you bump your head till you have to do what you should have did at first, but you tried to avoid. You can't avoid it. And I think if you look at life in your relationship, right, we remain silent when we should talk. Communication helps get you through so much, and so if the ordeal between the two couples is something that seems to see an opportunity for change, then I suggest you guys break that barrier of silence, because being stubborn or seeing who is going to break first, this little this little new competition on who's going to break first and who can be more petty and who can do more spiteful stuff to the other. I've found myself slipping and doing things of that sort too, and I have to come back and regroup like, whoa, now come on. That's not the way. That's not the way. You guys know on the Shayana B podcast show, I keep it 100% real. If you guys disagree or feel like it should be a deeper topic or a part two, just let me know. But like I said, I really feel that it just depends on how you look at it. You can desperate can be it does have a negativity to it, you know what I'm saying, because it's like at this point you can be acting erratically and hopeless and feel like you're at the edge with a situation, and you're at the edge. But when I say every relationship have a sense of a desperation or a need, and I think they do, and I could be wrong. And as I said, I'm not a love doctor. I just speak on my opinion or how I feel about a situation. Because see, when you feel that you're losing that other person, instead of getting silent, that is a time to show, hey, I'm letting my ego go. I'm desperate to find a means of communication between the two of us, of breaking down that wall so that we can get through this tough patch that we are going through at this time. You know what I'm saying? Because most couples that are really going through a lot of downtime or difficult situations, complicated communicating, sex, is it the same? Bonding, is it the same? Love is there, but it's not as strong. You know, you're going through it is because though everybody wants to have the last word, and everyone wants to be heard, and everyone's focusing on them being heard instead of let's sit, talk, and hear one another out. That's a big difference. When you only want to be heard, you're only speaking on how you feel, and you're not hearing the other party. But if the other party is not being heard, and you're not considering what the other party is trying to explain to you, are you really loving them? Because they are to be considered at all times as well. So not only do your feelings matter, which is very important, because your happiness must always be intact in order for you to be a happy person, a happy lover, friend, family member, however you have to love self. But you have to think. You just have to think. And if you guys don't start letting that ego go, you're going to lose a lot of great opportunity and a lot of great people in your life. And I'm sorry for you guys hearing my phone go off in the background. Those are messages that I am getting on the Shayana B podcast show page on Instagram. As I told you guys, I get so many of you guys writing me about topics. Also, if you miss it live, you can always catch it on YouTube. I have my camera and everything. I'm just waiting for the polls that I thought would come with the green screen. That didn't. I had to reorder them, but then with me just moving. So it will be, hopefully by the next show, everything will be up. Because I'm a Prime member. You know how that go, Prime, Amazon, you can get your items the next day if it's possible. I love that. But break that silence. Break that silence, because you're not proving nothing to no one. You're not. You're making the person who you're trying to prove something to feel as though they really aren't considered. They really didn't matter. They really don't matter. You're not taking the time to try to explain to me how I make you feel, or can you go without me, or why this is worth fighting for, or why is this worth your time? Why is this worth your energy? What it is I do for you, what it is can I bring into your life, what it is you're bringing into my life, what it is that is helping us to grow as one. Because as long as we continue to think it's two, we're going to build a wall protecting what we feel that we have individually. Now, that's not saying put all your eggs in one bucket, but you preserve those eggs on the side and you focus on the growth of those eggs on the inside. Hoping that those eggs that's on reserve don't have to be used, because you'll be so busy building together as one that those emergency funds will sooner or later turn into combined investments, because even your bond is going to start growing stronger. You should be able to trust your spouse. You should be able to trust the person that you're dealing with, or you're building that bond with. You learn them each time you spend time with them, each time you hear them talk. That's why it's good that when you're dealing with someone, listen more than you talk. Then when it's your turn to talk, they'll listen to you, because you can't learn nothing while you can't listen and talk. You can, but you're not going to get the point. You're not going to get the point, because any little key word is triggering you to defend what you haven't even thoroughly heard out. See, because it may start to sound negative in the beginning, but at the end it may be something different that is really rotating your situation in an entire new direction. Being silent can be a good thing, but I feel that it's also detrimental. I think you should be silent when you're to the point where you both are so heated to avoid saying something disrespectful, or placing you guys in a setting where you guys are not being as respectful of one another's opinion and communication, or them as a person, a human, a whole. Before you disrespect them, I kind of get quiet, because, and well, I'm gonna tell you the truth. And if I'm still pushed, sometimes I be having to look. But I've been working on that. In order to grow in a relationship, you must first tackle what's wrong with you guys. And in order to do that, you have to also tackle on what's wrong with you. And what's wrong with them in your eyes that could be tweaked. But you must also focus on you. What is it about you that is triggering or bringing out certain things in them? Why is words, why are rooms once filled with laughter and smiles and good times and memories now filled with silence, coldness? Why are mornings, why is the sun rising and there's no good morning hug or snuggle? Why are you allowing your spouse or significant other to go to bed upset, or wake up and leave the house upset, without any clarity of, I'm aware of what I did, and if that made you feel some way, or if that put you in a certain area, or if that made you feel that you were in some kind of way feeling harmed, hurt, disrespected, not respected, or however the situation may be, I apologize, and we'll work on correcting that. You know what I'm saying? You should always clear up things before going to sleep or before leaving the house with the person that you're supposed to love. That's just how I feel. That's just me personally. And I think that's why I end up in certain situations I do, because I think I got that old school feel, that old school vibe, that old school bonding. And a lot of people with a little new school and with my own little feel and my own wants as well. But a lot of people are so used to the cross is becoming part of a second nature, and that's not normal. That is not right. You should not automatically feel that you're going to automatically be crossed. So now you're putting up walls that don't deserve to be put up because those people have not placed you in no situation where they're crossing you. They've not placed you in no situation where they're showing you any signs that they are against you. They're showing nothing but the fact that they're here, their presence. And no matter what you go through, they're going to be present with you through that. But an ego, an ego is a person's worst nightmare. Because in so many aspects of life, your ego give you confidence, make you feel you take on the world. So that's the positive side. And then you have the part where your ego is so high, you forget to humble yourself when it's time to be humble, when it's time to clear up your mess and straighten your face and make things right where you have wrong. I don't care where you are in life, you can always stand a chance to be corrected. I don't care how old you are, what you know, what you feel that you know. But hey, if you want to continue to love in silence, I salute that too. But in life, you will never win. You will never win trying to force actions out of others to see just how much they care when you can easily communicate words that are easily understood. So I leave you guys with that. Is silence a great thing in a relationship, or can it be detrimental? Is it a good tactic to use, should I say, in a relationship when things are seeming kind of rocky, or can it be detrimental? Because if things get silent, someone is hoping for that conversation to be open so things can be addressed. And there's a way to address everything. But me, I'm stubborn. 221. I'm not bowed down by my tongue, repeating things. I'm not going to be disrespected. I'm not fit to play the game. I'm not fit to pretend that I don't see the game. But that's just all to that 221. 220, I started cracking down. 221, I'm definitely not with anything that is trying to prevent my happiness, block my peace, prevent my connection with the higher power, with God, with my ancestors, with the growth of my businesses, with the growth of my children individually, and the growth of me as a mom, entrepreneur, a student. I applaud all mothers, wives, fiancés. I even applaud you dads. It's tough out here for everyone. And we women must understand that our spouses are your spouses, whether it's your wife or whether it's your husband, because we're living in 221. This is just normal right now, you guys, period. We have to respect everyone because I want to be respected. And I have told you guys numerous occasions on my outlook on not being disrespectful when it comes to respecting who a person love has no color to me or gender. But that's another topic. We won't talk about that topic before we stick into the subject. Again, do not allow this silence that is really entwined in your pride and ego or your need to be right. When I think what the song said, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Listen, if everybody's trying to be this way towards the other, nobody's right. I don't care who was right in the beginning. At this point, everyone's wrong. And if it's not what it's going to be, just end it. Just end it completely. I just hate ending things on bad terms with anyone. I feel like if we go our separate ways, there was enough love there for us to still be able to be cordial and cool with one another without it even going to that level. Like, I want the best for everyone I've dealt with. It's not a lot, you guys, but those that I've dated while I was married twice, I want everyone to have the most blissful, prosperous year ever, 2021. I'm praying that everyone grow. I'm praying that my business grow. I'm praying that I get back to where I need to be mentally, and I get back to where I need to be physically, and I get back to that happy place within me that keeps me just up and at it. You guys, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, Shayana B Podcast. Also, Shayana B Podcast Show on Instagram. We will be doing shows weekly, and I think I skipped one on now for sure because I was on vacation. I'm leaving out on another vacation next week, but I accidentally left my laptop. I normally work off my desktop, but I left my laptop. So it was just like, I couldn't do what I wanted to do. But definitely before I leave this week, I will be doing another show. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, think about it. Is silence a great tool in the midst of being a dispute within a relationship, or is it detrimental to you guys? You have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Is your relationship worth saving? Or are we just so selfish we refuse to let go of someone we don't even know how to love anymore? Ask yourself that. Love hurts, trust me. Trust me.